What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports back again with another one. Manny Pacquiao versus Keith one-time Thurman. A great fight, man. Epic matchup. Man, it was a back and forth battle, man. And I thought the difference in the fight, how I had it scored was the knockdown in the first round by Pacquiao. I had it 6 rounds for Pacquiao, 6 rounds for Thurman, with the knockdown 114-113. Manny Pacquiao. Great fight, man. Great fight. Pacquiao was able to, surprise Keith Thurman with his punches from different angles, his awkwardness, his fast hands. And Keith Thurman, man, when he got knocked down in the first round, man, when he first got knocked down, I thought he might have tripped over Pacquiao's feet. I was watching the fight at a sports bar, man. One of my friends was like, man, I think he tripped over his foot. But I was like, well, it really don't matter if he tripped over his foot because he landed a punch and he went down. Even if he did trip over his foot, he's still going to be considered a knockdown. But they never showed the feet. But it seems to me, though, he hit him with a straight shot and he went down, man. So it was a legitimate knockdown, man. Great performance by both guys, man. I thought Keith Thurman showed a lot of grit, get back in that fight. I thought after the first knockdown in the first round, he got kind of stage fright or whatever. He got kind of, I ain't gonna say stage fright, but he got kind of hesitant to let his hands go. You know, he got real conservative with his punches, man, and I thought that cost him, man. I thought he gave away, man. I thought he gave away basically the first 5 rounds. The first 6 rounds, I gave 5 of them to Pacquiao, and I thought he dug his. And with the knockdown, I thought he dug himself too deep a hole to come back. Because I had it 5 rounds to 1 after 6 rounds, and with the knockdown, he was up 5 points. So in the second half of the fight, all he had to do was, steal 1 round of the last 6, and he was able to get the draw. And I thought that's what he did. Because after the 6th round, I thought actually Keith Thurman won the whole second half of the fight outside of 1 round. And I think that was the 9th round when Pacquiao hurt him with that body shot. He hurt Thurman with a sneaky left to the solar plexus that Thurman didn't see. And Thurman, man, he wilted, man. You could tell it took a lot of steam out of him, man, because he had the momentum of the fight, man. He had the momentum of the fight at that point. In the 9th round, he hit him with a left shot, and before that shot, man, I thought he was dominating that round, but that left shot, man, turned the whole round around, and he had Thurman on his bicycle, had Thurman moving around. Thurman was gasping for air. You could clearly see that he was hurt, and I thought that 9th round was the reason why Pacquiao was able to win the fight, man, because I thought considering 12 rounds, I thought each fighter won 6 rounds apiece. But with the knockdown 10-8, that give Pacquiao the win 114-113. Pacquiao did a good job of conserving his energy. When he hurt Thurman in the first round, he didn't go balls to the wall and go for the knockdown. He still stuck to the game plan, using the jab, using head movement, jumping in and out, trying to throw combinations, trying to go to the body, trying to let the left hand go. Sneak the left hand, the straight left to Thurman. He did a good job of setting his jab up. Thurman did a good job of setting his jab up too good. He landed a lot of hooks in that shot. He did a good job of going to Pacquiao's body with right hooks and left hooks. And I think he hurt Pacquiao multiple times in that fight, man. He did a good job. But Pacquiao, knowing his age, 40 years old, he could easily have fell into that trap of I'm going to try to knock this guy out. This guy talked a lot of trash, saying he was going to crucify me at the press conference, saying that I'm old, I need to retire. People calling me senator, now they're not calling me champion. I'm clearly on a decline and stuff like that. And he took all that in, but he didn't let it affect his game plan, as he fought a very smart fight. He didn't try to go for the balls to wall knockout when he hurt him in the first round, trying to get a knockout in that round. He kind of conserved his energy. He picked his spots. He waited till a lot of those rounds. He waited till like 30 seconds to the end of those rounds to kind of try to put on a flurry, and he was able to steal a couple of rounds, especially in the first half of that fight, man. It was a good fight, man. Smart fight by Pacquiao, knowing his age. He saw that he did a lot of talk before this fight, like, man, 40, man, that's just another number, man. I'm the old man at Pacquiao. I had my best training camp in a long time, man. I'm gonna show you that I can stop a elite level fighter like I did in past fights, like Ricky Hatton, Miguel Cotto, Antonio Margarita, and fighters like that. So And he did a lot, he did a lot of talking before the fight, but he fought like a 40-year-old fighter. Pacquiao is not the same fighter he was, 4 or 5 years ago. He don't have the same relentless aggressiveness for 12 rounds that he had before. He more of a guy that's picking his spots. When he got an opening or stuff like that, he'll go for landing his shots. He'll try to go for the knockdown, but he won't try to step on the gas like he did in the first round. He did not step on the gas and go for the knockout. He paced himself and he chose his spots, and he was able to get a split decision in this fight, man. He knew he was ahead in the first half of the fight, so I think he figured, hey, look, I just got to try to steal maybe 2 or 3 of these last 6 rounds, and I think I can win this fight easy. He wasn't able to do that because Thurman was able to really come back. Almost dug himself out of that deep hole that he had in the first half of the fight, but wasn't quite able to do that. And I think if it weren't for that 9th round and with that left to the solar plex, I think he might have would have completed that comeback, man. Because if he'd have won round 9, the fight would have went, in my opinion, from a 6-6 fight to a 7-5 Thurman. Thurman would have won 114-113 over Pacquiao instead of Pacquiao winning the fight 6 rounds to 6 and with the knockdown 114-113. Round 9 was the turning point of the fight. That's basically what won the fight for Pacquiao, with that little sneaky left to the stomach, to the solar plex of Thurman, hurt him real bad and turned that whole round around, and it was able to preserve the fight for Manny Pacquiao. Great fight, man. 40 years old. He's still showing that he still got it. He still can fight at elite level, beat a 30-year-old guy in Keith Thurman, a guy that was a WBA champion, a guy that was, to me, a top 4 welterweight. And it was just a good, impressive display by Manny Pacquiao. Now, a lot of people are going to say after this fight that, a lot of people were saying before the fight that the winner of this fight will fight the winner of Errol Spence and Sean Porter. But if I'm Pacquiao, he can't beat Errol Spence, man. Errol Spence will stop him. Errol Spence is a much more rugged and much more tenacious fighter, and I think with his jab and his body work, I think he'd probably stop Pacquiao, beat him on a unanimous decision. So I don't think that'd be a good matchup for him. If Errol fight that fight like he fought against Kell Brook and Chris Algieri and guys like that, I think he'll probably stop Pacquiao. Sean Porter the same way. Sean Porter's just too rugged. The guy is too physical, too relentless. I think he'll break Pacquiao down. The state that Pacquiao is in right now, he's still a top-level fighter, but he just can't fight 12 rounds of relentless aggressiveness, in and out movement, using the jab, and just overwhelming opponents with volume of punches. He can't do that no more. He's got to pick and choose fighting spots. Maybe don't fight the full round. Maybe fight the last 30 seconds of rounds like that. That won't beat Sean Porter. Sean Porter's just too relentless. He's going to attack you from round 1 to round 12. He's going to be nonstop. I just think his aggressiveness will overwhelm Manny Pacquiao. So I don't like him to win either one of those 2 fights. Now maybe he can fight a Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia is a guy that's heavy-handed in both hands, right, left hook, right hand, and stuff like that, man. Maybe he would have a better chance, but I just think even with Danny Garcia, his heavy-handed, I think will eventually break down Manny Pacquiao. He hits hard in both hands. Manny Pacquiao's got the speed and the quickness, and he got the footwork advantage over Danny Garcia, but I just think the power for 12 rounds, I don't know if Manny Pacquiao will be able to stand up to that. He had a hard time with Thurman, but Thurman didn't. Was kind of hesitant to pull the trigger. Maybe he hurt Danny Garcia early in that fight, and maybe Danny Garcia would be hesitant to pull the trigger. But I just think the Danny Garcia I seen fight Adrian Granados with his new conditioning coach, fighting strong and fighting hard. I think his power will probably break down Manny Pacquiao. So if I'm Manny Pacquiao's advisors and people that's trying to map out his next fight, I definitely wouldn't look to Errol Spence or Sean Porter. Maybe Danny Garcia, you have a chance to win that fight, but I wouldn't really be running that fight either. I'd be looking to fight maybe Udonis Ugas. He looked good beating Omar Figueroa, or I'll be looking at Sergey Limpinets. Either one of those guys you can put on pay-per-view because, you Manny Pacquiao, you got a big name. People going to come out there to watch you fight. And it'll you know, whoever he fights, I think he can do at least 300,000 pay-per-views, no matter who he fights. So, you know, I think this fight tonight with Keith Thurman, I think it probably would have probably did around 500,000 or more pay-per-views with Keith Thurman promoting the fight, Keith Thurman being an undefeated world champion. And I think that fight probably did good numbers, but, you know, fighting a Sergey Lipinets that don't speak, I don't think he speak English, or maybe fighting Udonis Ulis that don't speak English, I don't think it'll do that good. But if you do around 300,000 pay-per-views, then you're gonna make a profit in boxing. So I think maybe he look at one of those. If I'm advising him, I'm saying, look, man, well, let's fight maybe Ugas or maybe Lipinets. You know, and third choice probably be Danny Garcia, but I wouldn't be looking to fight the winner of Errol Spence, Sean Porter. I don't think Manny Pacquiao beats either one of those guys. So that's my opinion on the situation. It is what it is. It was a great fight, great matchup, man. You know, he lived up to the hype, had a good undercard, good fights all the way through, man. It was just a good night of boxing, man. Boxing won tonight, man. Had some great fights, man. But Keith Thurman, he don't have nothing to be ashamed of. You know, he could have kind of fell apart after that knockdown in the first round, but he bit down on his mouthpiece and he came correct, man, in the second half of that fight, man. He landed a lot of punches, man. Outlanded Manny Pacquiao in the fight. But it's not about who landed the most punches. It's about who win the most rounds. And when it came down to it, both guys won 6 rounds. And with the knockdown, Manny Pacquiao was able to get the decision in my book. That's how I had it scored. So it is what it is, man. Good fight, man. Good matchup. And a lot of people are going to be clamoring for a rematch. But in the contract, the rematch was one way. If Manny Pacquiao would have lost, he would have got a rematch. He could have exercised a rematch clause to fight Keith Thurman again. But with Keith Thurman losing, he doesn't have a rematch clause. So Manny Pacquiao is a WBA super welterweight champion and a WBA regular welterweight champion. Maybe he fights somebody in the top. You know, maybe he fights the #1 contender in the WBA. I have to look at the rankings. I don't know who that is. Maybe he looks to fight somebody else, but like I said, I wouldn't advise him to fight Errol Spence or Sean Porter, and I really wouldn't advise him to fight Danny Garcia. I'd be looking at guys like Ugas or Lipinets. Them be the 2 guys I'd probably be targeting for Manny Pacquiao next fight. Probably can get one more fight toward the end of the year, maybe sometime in December toward the end of the year. So we'll see what happens, man. But good fight. Both guys showed a lot of heart. Both guys showed a lot of character. Both guys showed a lot of grit. But the difference in the fight was the 9th round. The short left to the solar plex by Manny Pacquiao turned the momentum that Keith had in the second half of that fight and was able to win that round. And that was the round he needed to get the slight decision victory over Manny Pacquiao. So we'll see what happens, man. But that's my opinion, man. That's my thoughts on the fight, man. I'm about to get up out of here, man. It's late night, Saturday night. I'm about to lay it down, get a little rest, man. And I'll talk to you guys again at a later date, at a later time. This is JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. I holla.